I think we're ready to move on to the investor presentations part of today's proceedings. First of all, I want to say a very warm welcome to everyone who's just arrived and to our shareholders at the AGMs. Thank you very much for coming. We've been over the last few years, as you know, trying to make this informative and fun event so that you can participate in the running of the company and hopefully learn more about the VCTs during the course of the next hour and a quarter we have. So to start things off, I'd like to introduce you to David Hornsby, who's the Chief Executive of Ideagen, and this is one of the top 10 holdings in both the VCTs. It's been a very successful holding, so I'd like to welcome David to talk about it.
Thanks, Paul. Okay, so thank you very much to Amati for giving me a slot. And to you all, actually, because you're all shareholders in the two VCTs which have a holding in Ideagen, and certainly your investment in the company has been absolutely essential in helping us progress and execute on the strategy. And I always believe that I work for the shareholders, genuinely. So I've got a lot of bosses in the room at the moment. So what do we do? We're a software business. I've been with the business for 8 years now, and the business was very, very small. We had 4 people, and I invested in the business. I invested £250,000 to really get it going. And we operate in a software sector called governance, risk, and compliance, which is very, very topical at the moment. It is a recognized IT sector. It's known as GRC, and if I say GRC, I apologize. Every IT business speaks in 3-letter. But it's it's an interesting market. We provide safety management systems, highly topical at the moment. We provide quality management systems. We provide internal audit systems. And above all, we supply risk management systems. So we put software applications into large, complex businesses to help them understand and mitigate against risk and comply with industry rules and regulations. So that's the compliance bit. The risk bit is at the heart of what we do. It's a very, very interesting market, a very exciting market. For something so important, there is no real global leader in GRC. There are lots and lots and lots of specialists in certain niche areas. But it's a fast-growing market. It's worth about 4 to 5 billion at the moment, and it's growing at a compound growth rate of about 13%, we think. Certainly that's what Gartner, who are a very established industry analyst, tell us. So we believe it'll be about 7.3 billion by 2020. So what we've done is we've executed on a very successful dual strategy. We grow organically, and we're growing organically about 10 to 12% each year, but we also generate great cash flow, and we use that cash flow to acquire businesses. We also sometimes come to the market to help us with our acquisition strategy, and that's where Amati come in. Amati originally invested in our company in 2013 at 19 pence a share. Very shrewd. We're trading at about 85, 86, 87 pence a share at the moment. And unfortunately, we're now too big to take new investment from Amati, but hopefully the expert fund managers will continue to support us by holding. We have 380 employees. We're predominantly in the UK. We've got a small operation in Bulgaria where we do some of our software development, and we've got a US group predominantly for sales and marketing. In terms of our performance, we've done well. I invested in the business when we were on Plus Markets. If anyone remembers Plus Markets, it was called OFX, and it was 2 pence a share. And since then, we've grown to 85 pence a share, 86 pence a share, and we've done that not only by acquiring businesses, but actually integrating them properly and getting value from what we buy. So we're not just acquiring revenue, we're actually building a business. And you know, we believe strongly that 2 + 2 has to equal 5 or 6. So we look for synergies both in terms of our product and our markets. So some of our KPIs I put up here. You know, I'm very, very strict in terms of the financial metrics that we need to achieve as a business. 10% organic growth, which isn't stellar, but it is fantastic if you're making 30% EBITDA margins. I talk to the team all the time about the rule of 40. So organic growth plus EBITDA has to add up to 40. So if we're going to go faster, 20% organic growth, we still need to make 20%. But I think we've got a very good business model in place. We have consistently achieved, since coming to AIM, 20 to 30% EPS growth, which is, it's great if you can do that every year, bang, 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 bang. The forecast in the market is 33% EPS growth this year. And cash is king. I'm from the north of England. I like cash. I don't like debt. We have no debt. When I bought my first house, my grandmother said, "You haven't got one of those bloody mortgages, have you?" I went, "Yeah." So we're very averse to debt. So we have a working cap facility, but we generate a lot of cash. And we convert our profit into cash. So if you've seen the trading statement, we believe it's going to be more than 100% of our profit will convert to cash this year, but we've set ourselves a sort of internal target of 90%. So GRC is vital, and we focus on 3 or 4 areas. At the heart of what we do is risk. So we provide outstanding tools to large companies to help them register the risks. We have algorithms which can tell them what might happen. But as I was saying to a couple of gentlemen outside, we can only do that if an organization wants to embrace it and wants to provide the information and the data to help us understand what is going on. So we call it evidence-based risk management. And we focus in 3 or 4 areas. The business really grew up around what's called quality management. So quality management is all around helping organizations comply with something called ISO standards, which is, I can't see the age of the audience, but people may remember British standards. So ISO came out of British standards, so you have to be able to manage all the content, all the documents within an organization, and you need to understand how to report incidents, how to take corrective action. You need to have a training and competency plan in place, and our software does all of that. We also do safety management, which is very similar to quality management, but it's what the aviation and the transport industry call quality management for obvious reasons. We do a lot of internal audit, so we sell to large companies and accountants, and we do something called performance management, or this is about setting key performance indicators and aligning them to specific risks in a business and ensuring that you're meeting those KPIs. So we've acquired a lot of this technology, but we continue to develop it. Let me talk about some of our customers. So we have 8 out of the top 10 UK accounting firms that use our software. We have 125 of the 165 NHS trusts that use our software. We have 7 out of the top 7 global aerospace and defense companies, and we have 17 out of the top 25 global pharma companies. And this is all from a relatively small business in the UK. And I'm really proud of that. And you know, the cross-selling opportunity and the growth opportunity is huge. We do 80% of our revenues from our existing customer base. We have 60% of our revenues which are recurring. So, you know, it's a very, the visibility of our revenue and the opportunity in a fragmented market is very significant. Let me just talk about one deal which I'm very proud of. We've recently implemented a system at the Railway Safety Standards Board, and they're huge. You know, they are cross-industry. They're owned by. It's a membership organisation that's basically owned, if you like, by the stakeholders. So every train operating company, every freight company, some of the large contractors, and we beat IBM, large American company. We beat CSC, another large American company, and we won the deal. And it's to report 70,000 incidents per year. You know, we delivered it on time, to budget, and it's all about building what's called an evidence-based safety model. So all the information every incident has to be reported, and through our algorithms that we've developed with them, we can start to understand what's likely to happen. And interestingly, which I found strange, because we won RSSB, we then won British Airways. We've won Ryanair, because they actually look at the UK rail industry and think they've got fantastic safety and methodologies in place. So it's safer to go to Grantham on the East Coast than it is to fly to LA. I know where I'd prefer to go, though. You know, firstly, I'm very excited about our business. Really excited. We've got to a point of maturity. We're operating within a marketplace that will be worth 7 billion, and we're 35 million. We have hit every number we've put out to the city. Absolute consistent execution. And there is increasing visibility because our recurring revenues, our contracted revenues are going up and up and up. We're doing bigger deals, but we're also very focused on what we would call tactical deals, you know, selling to a particular division of a company rather than the whole enterprise. And we're very, very confident of sustained growth and essential investment from the VCT, Amati. Thank you.
Thank you, David.